The bait of the day, Smithwick Suspending Rattling Rogue. You ready to run and guns? Time for blast off. Let's go. Hey guys, Todd here with you. Welcome back to Bassin 101. Smithwick Suspending Rattling Rogue. This is my favorite jerk bait of all. There's something about the action of this bait which is a little more sluggish than some of your, mega basses and stuff like that. But this is a more consistent jerk bait for me. And while everybody else is throwing all the fancy stuff that's out there, they don't see this very much anymore. So I definitely prefer to throw these. So the Suspending Rattling Rogue. This is a great jerk bait for this time of year, especially it's fall. Great for this time of year. But I use it all year long. I don't really wait for spring or wait for fall or any of that. I'll throw it in the summertime too. Doesn't bother me one way or the other. But the places I fish this is mostly on steep banks, especially when bass are suspended or if they're chasing. I like the steeper banks, and I'll fish more parallel to them. You can use these in shallow water, but you're going to have enough depth. The running depth of these things is about, I'd say about 5 foot, maybe 6 foot, if you're using, say, 8-pound test. Now you can use 6 and get it just a little bit deeper, and you also even give it a little bit more action. But I prefer more of an 8. And these float very, very slow. If you want to modify them, I would suggest using like a piece of sticky lead tape or a suspend dot or suspend strip that Storm makes. And I would put it, it depends on how you want the thing to sit. If you put it between the hook and the lip, the hook eye and the lip right here, it'll sit just a little bit nose down. If you want to sit more level, I would put it right behind the hook eye, right back here. Now if you want to take it down just very slowly to fish it a little bit more deeper, I would put one here and then one here. Because this is more the balance point. This right here is about the balance point, right behind that hook eye. If you want to find a balance point, all you have to do is take your fishing line, tie it around the bait, put about a 3/8 worm weight in the bottom of it, and just set this in the kitchen sink, and you can see which angle it wants to float. And if you're dead serious about the balance point, keep sliding that line until that rogue fits. It's just perfectly level in the water, and then remember where that spot is. Me, I'm fine with this either here or back here. I'm fine either way. As far as colors, to me, I'm not real big on colors. I use basically I have 5 in my box, and they're very simplistic in as far as the color selection, because I pretty much keep them simple, and I also keep them more natural. Such as if I'm just everyday rogue fishing, you can't beat chrome with a black back. This to me is just the all-around color. If you've got sunny skies, if you have clear water, especially if you have a little bit of wind, that's a really good color to use. If I have a little bit of stain to the water, say I've got a couple 3 foot of visibility or whatever, that's when I like chrome with a blue back and an orange belly. This is going to show up a little bit more. Notice I didn't pull out a bright chartreuse or nothing like that. But this is a great color for when you have a little bit of stain in the water, a cloudy day, if you want some flash on it. If I have cooler water, or again a little bit of stain in the water and I can't get them to hit that chrome blue back, you can't beat clown. Clown is just an all-around great color. For some strange reason, when I was fishing tournaments, I did so good on clown in the fall. Now, I don't know why that is, but clown and cooler, when the water's cooling down, for some reason works really good. But anytime I have a little bit of stain in the water and I can't get them to hit the chrome blue back, I'll try the clown, because it is a little bit more, with that gold on there, that goldish chartreuse, it just shows up a little bit better in the water. Plus you got that red, and that really, for some reason, red triggers fish. I don't know what's going on with that, but they love red. Now if I'm fishing clear water and I have no wind whatsoever, that's not always the best jerkbait type of water, but I'll use one of the new effects colors that they have recently come out with. This is the oil green. I like this because it's transparent. You hold it in the light, you see right through it. I love the subtleties and the paint jobs they do on these things. And in clear water, if you have no wind, you're really kind of fishing this pretty fast. I mean, you're getting really aggressive with a jerkbait because you don't really want them to see it that well. But I will still stop it, let it suspend, just so they can get a look at it and work it hard again. I don't give it subtle little jerks. So that's when I use the oil green. Now, if I have a cloudy day, rainy day, and the water's still clear, but I have, it's just kind of a dark day, that's when I go to the other effects color they have, which is the violet chartreuse. Now, again, this is, it's clear, and you've got that bone color right here, but it's got just like a little hue of violet in it, and it does have a very subtle chartreuse belly. So to me, great smallmouth jerkbait. This would be good in the river. And also, because it's got the chartreuse in that bone, it's just easier to see when you have a dark day or a rainy day. But you can have bright rainy days too. That's usually when I'll go to something like that, the chrome blue back orange belly. But those are my color selections. Those are, and I keep it simple. Again, if you had, like what Stacey King says, if you had one to go day in and day out, throw all the time, chrome with black back. It's a standard color, and you could throw that day in and day out, any kind of condition you got. I just kind of fine-tune mine a little bit and get a little bit more variant with the color schemes just to kind of match the sky conditions. But again, like I said, if I have a hard time getting them to hit this, then usually I will switch to the clown, because these are great when you have slightly stained water. It's not a very good muddy water technique, I would not suggest that. But you guys that throw jerk baits, you know where I'm coming from on that. But that's the Smithwick Suspending Rogue. It's a 4.5 inch bait, weighs about 3/8 of an ounce. It casts good on a casting rod, but really if you want to get that distance, if you really want to get the long cast, especially in clear water, you can't beat a spinning rod. A spinning rod with either 6 or 8 pound test on it, or even braid with a 6 pound, 8 pound leader. You can't go wrong with that. But that's the suspending jerk baits. That's my favorite bait, the Smithwick Suspending Rogue. And yes, it has made it into my final selections as far as simplify your fishing. So they are definitely going in my box. No doubt about that. Like I said, I have the 5 colors, and it's a very simplified system how I do it. I do take my split rings off the noses because I use snaps. That way I can take the snap and change baits really quick if I wanted to. Because usually if I'm throwing a jerk bait, I will normally have a couple sitting in the boat with me, because I might change. If you're throwing these and you've tried every retrieve that you can think of and they're not hitting a jerk bait, either one, they're not hitting a jerk bait, or number two, just try a color change. So that's it. That's all I have for the Smithwick Suspending Rogue, my favorite jerk bait of all time, and I still use them today. Still love to throw them. So until next time, remember, new techniques are trendy, including baits, but bass never change. May the Father bless and keep in Yeshua's name, and as always, fish on.